So Tracy, maybe I can ask you a couple questions because actually we're live on a national TV in Liberia. So maybe just to ask you a couple questions about your platform before you get started for those who are watching, so it's not just a silent thing.
5 minutes. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
We can do that.
Please tell us who you are and what you do with your More Than Just a Woman organization.
So, my name is Tracy Williams, and I am the CEO and founder of More Than Just a Woman. And More Than Just a Woman is all about becoming a better you, using your gifts for a higher cause, and understanding what your gifts are, what your purpose is, and what part do you play in the world. Because a lot of times we get sucked into our environments and then just become these robotic people and not becoming more than what we are, more than what we were given. So that's a reason why I founded More Than Just a Woman, based off of my own life story, which we'll talk about on my speech. And yeah, that's the gist.
So why did you accept the invitation to speak at this workshop during this time? I mean, I know I personally reached out to you and asked you, but you didn't have to, obviously. So why did you accept that?
I accepted it because youth empowerment is how I actually started speaking. And then it went into women empowerment and building people up. But I strongly believe that the youth is where it's at. We are the ones to change the way that things have been for a long time. And yeah, so that's why I had accepted it, because the things that I have to say is really a universal thing, and it can inspire somebody to be passionate, be more passionate, be more intentional, to give more, or to find themselves so that they can be more effective in the bigger plan that we have a job to do.
Okay.
So,
and you are absolutely right. Youth empowerment is definitely something that is universal. Youth everywhere need to be empowered, need to have a voice. But with your organization specifically, what do you think is the biggest challenge with your targeted audience? What is the biggest challenge that you guys are trying to overcome?
so the biggest challenge is a lack of knowledge, not knowing what your possibilities and options are. And that creates hopelessness, that creates a powerlessness, and ultimately a emptiness. You'll feel empty. You'll feel like it's something missing, because how we are created is to walk with a purpose and authority over our lives, and having ideas and goals and dreams and hopes and fears. But it's like this world and in certain environments, it'll cut that off from you, and it'll tell you, this is how you're supposed to be, this is what you're supposed to do, and this is how it's supposed to look like, and not giving no room for creativity. But we are creative beings, we are creators. So when you take that from somebody, that's taking away a part of their birthright, and is stealing from the world, because it may be something that they have that we all need. And that's where I come in, and where More Than Just a Woman comes in. We reassure.
Let me interrupt you because I don't want you to give all your your little the good stuff away. So we'll keep the details for the actual speech. But so the 5 minutes is about over. We're gonna get started, and you've already been introduced today. But just for those who are watching, Miss Tracy Williams is actually once again the founder of the organization, youth-based organization in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where she's also was born. And today she's going to be speaking to the audience and those participating in person in Liberia about youth empowerment. And like she said, this is a universal thing. And just like she's dealing with the youth in Philadelphia, this is also a problem in Liberia. So the hope is that our people, our youth, can take advantage of what she has to say and be able to better themselves. So, Ms. Tracy, the floor is yours.
Okay, so when I want to say I'm so excited. I love speaking to new people. I love spreading hope and just expanding people's perspective. And today I wanted to talk about how I became inspirational, or how I started what I started. And I want to tell my story because I do believe that youth can find a piece of themselves in me. And the goal is to spark a fire in you that will be lit for generations to come, even if it's only a little nugget. So just how it was already said, my name is Tracy. I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the United States. And I wanted to speak on the way that I grew up, just so you guys can see where I come from, and the mindset that is shaped from the environment and the circumstances that I come from. And that falls down to one main word: hopelessness. What I felt growing up was a lot of hopelessness, was a lot of neglect and abandonment. And it's not that I didn't have love around me or that people didn't care about me, but nobody could really pay attention to me. Nobody really saw me. And that bled into me neglecting myself, me feeling like, oh, I'm just another number on earth, or I got to live like this, or I have to do that. And I honestly didn't like that growing up. I don't know what it was, but the world was just not sitting right with me. I'm like, it's something like, this is all it is. Like, my life is mapped out for me. I don't like that. It's not giving me no choice. It's not giving me fun and like a new thing and adventure. And that's when I started to walk with God, when I started to like ask questions and to challenge myself and challenge what I believed in, or what I thought I believed in. And this goes into what I'll be talking about today. This is a motto from my high school. And my high school is Eastern University Academy Charter School. And their motto was think big, live on purpose, and excel at life. That motto is one core that's core to me, not because of my high school, but just because of what I firmly believe in: to think big, to think outside of the circumstances and the troubles that we're given. A lot of us, we may be called to provide the answer to the problems that we've been facing for generations to generations to generations. It is possible. It is possible. And when we use our story as not a crutch, but as a booster to make our passion go harder, it changes the dynamic of what's happening, because now we're moving from a place that's spiritual, that's godlike, that is purposeful, that is purpose filled and purposeful. And when we move in that, we can impact so many other people. Right now, I'm definitely moving in my purpose. I'm moving in my purpose because I took what was meant to destroy me, and I learned from it. I grew from it. I began to think bigger. I began to live on purpose, and I am excelling at life. Where I'm from, this is not a thing. I didn't grow up seeing inspirational speakers or having mentors and people to pour in and people who paid attention to, and um so on and so on. That wasn't that's not really a thing here in Philly. And if certain people do it, it's not effective. It's not meeting the youth where the youth are at. And a lot of times we're misunderstood and looked at as, oh, this is the new generation. This is the new generation. I don't know how to handle this. And then just leave us to do things on our own And a lot of us have picked up the slack. A lot of us have picked up the extra work that hasn't been done for generations behind us. And so today, this is why I say think big, live on purpose, and excel at life is the core of our talk today. Because when we think big, you cannot control you cannot you have to let a caged bird fly if the bird is too big for the cage. It has to be set free. So that's the thinking big part. When you think big, you can see things that a lot of other people can't see. It's all about the truth. It's all about knowing, finding, and understanding the truth and gaining wisdom so that all your works, the things that you put your hands to for your community, um, it lasts. In my community, one of the two of the top things that I spoke, well, that I researched and was asked to speak on was teen pregnancy. And teen pregnancy is a prevalent thing. I grew up around teen pregnancy. Teen pregnancy is not too far from something that I could have fell in, or that I almost fell in, or if my life didn't change, I would have fell into. And one thing that I can say about that as a solution, because we need to focus on the solutions. We focused on the problems for so long now. We looked at the problems and just kept talking about the problems, but now it's time for us to find a solution, an effective solution that actually works. And sometimes we are just the seed. Sometimes our idea or our dream, it may just be a spark for somebody else to pick up, but nonetheless, it's a spark. It's a start. It's where we need to start. And with teen pregnancy, I can't speak on the logistics of it, but I can speak on the what goes into it behind the scenes. And with more than just a woman, this is the stuff that we focus on. We don't focus on the glitz and glamour of being a woman, or being intelligent, or wanting more for your lives. What we focus on is the darkness, is the dark areas of somebody's heart. Because when somebody has darkness in their heart, darkness will catch up, or it'll bleed out, or it'll show up in some type of way. So it's about being healed. And when it comes to teenage pregnancy, it's not all cases, but most cases, they come from a form of emptiness, wanting to be fulfilled. I heard a lot of people say, my child is my life. If I didn't have my child, I would be nothing. That's not healthy. A baby is a baby. A baby isn't a purpose. Is one purpose, is one reason why somebody is here. But people will have a baby to try to fill in that gap, to fill in that hole, to fill what they feel as though they are lacking. If it's love, if it's lifelong loyalty and friendship and having somebody back, or if you're young and you can't see any other goals for yourself that's actually obtainable, you will plan for the future by having a child. But when we realize that when we take ourselves out of the game too early, especially as women, when we take ourselves out of the game too early, and we don't have that balance to know that, okay, this baby is my baby, we are together, but the baby is not my sole focus, purpose. Other than that, I got no goals, no dreams, no aspirations. I'm not here for no other reason but to raise this child. It can cause a imbalance, because you are a individual. You are a individual first. You are the one that lays your head down at night by yourself. And you have goals. You matter. Your dreams can help somebody. It can even be a inspiration for your child, to show them, wow, my mom, my dad, they did this, or they said this, or they feel this way towards this particular topic. And it's about us coming up as a community. Give me 1 minute because there is another thing that I wanted to touch on that's in my notes. Another thing that I want to say is do not take your life or experiences for granted. And that if there's a God, then you have a purpose. And there is a God from my experience. So we have a purpose. And you find that purpose by spending time with yourself. You overcome the obstacles in your community by truth and by wisdom and by moving with a certain determination to not fall into those same patterns. Even if you did fall in some, it's never too late. It's never too late, and you learn from those things. But do not take your life for granted. Do not play yourself small, especially if you want to do something big, especially if you can see yourself doing something that is impactful. And it doesn't have to be, oh, you become the next Beyonce or Oprah or whoever the case may be, but it's about us building up our communities from the inside out. From the inside out. And this is what More Than Just a Woman focuses on is the inside. We work from the inside going on out, because you can give a man a fish or you can teach them how to fish, and then they'll eat for the rest of their lives. And that's what More Than Just a Woman is and does. How long do I have? You don't mind me asking?
You have about 10 minutes.
Okay. So you can connect with us on Instagram. If you feel drawn to our movement or you would like our services. Right now, I am providing coaching calls, but if you DM me, we could figure out something, or we can see where I would fit in and where More Than Just a Woman would fit in your life and what you're trying to do. And our Instagram is More Than THAN, just a woman with 1 underscore. I will pull it. I don't think I can though. But
Are you trying to share your screen?
Yeah.
I'll make you the host.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. Hold on. Let me log in. Oh my goodness. Oh, this computer stuff is weird. So it's not letting me. I'm gonna just pull it up on my iPad.
Was it the Instagram that you're trying to show them?
Yeah.
Pull it up for you if you want.
Okay.
If you want to go ahead and just make me the host.
Okay. Oh, it's somebody else. I think I admitted somebody. They were in the waiting room. I don't know how to switch it back over.
You have to click where my name is, and then there's 3 dots or something.
Okay.
Got it?
Yep. Thank you.
Nice. Thank you. So I'll go ahead and share their Instagram page. So this is it, right?
Yes. So this is More Than Just a Woman's Instagram page. We also have a Facebook group. And it's under the same name, just not together with an underscore.
So Instagram, follow them. Okay, so you said an underscore?
It's no underscore. So it's like it's normal. Like just more than just a woman, like spaced out.
This?
It might not pop up because it's a private page, maybe.
Right. But yeah, you guys can follow this, and from here you should be able to get redirected to the Facebook page. So, but yeah, so now we can use the remaining 5 minutes just for a question and answer time. So if any new persons have questions that haven't spoken before, please go ahead. We have 5 minutes. We can take 2 questions, 2 or 3. I don't mind picking on people too, so. All right. Are you guys hearing us? All right, I think someone is trying to speak now. Hello, can you guys hear us?
We are getting you, sir.
All right, so questions and answers. Come on, guys. This is someone who's from a different country. You have to have a question. How is life like in America? Don't you wonder? That's a question.
Hello, my name is.
Yeah, we can't hear you. Probably got to come closer to the mic.
What explains the development of economic and community?
I'm barely hearing what you're saying, sir. Barely.
What can you do in the development of community?
What do you do during what?
To bring up the development of community.
Okay, Tracy, let's see if you can answer this. What do you do to develop a community?
So to develop a community, one, in my honest opinion, is we have to work on ourselves and heal ourselves in a certain mindsets that keep us from having a community, keep us from uniting and genuinely supporting and uplifting. If there's a hole in your heart or you have unforgiveness in your heart or you can't see community being important because maybe you were abandoned, so you're used to being alone or whatever the case may be, in order to have community, we have to heal individually, walk into our purpose individually so that we can build each other up. And as we build each other up with our gifts, with our talents, with the things that we can give and love, then it'll start to form a better mindset in people as well as ourselves in order to create like an actual healthy community, not based off of trauma and toxic behavior. That would be my answer to that.
Awesome. So one more question, please, from a female, since a male has already spoken. So any of the females, please ask a question. Go ahead.
I would like to know how you started your organization.
You'd like to know how to what?
Like when you started, what are some of the challenges and how you overcame some of them?
What are some of your challenges and how did you overcome them?
So I'm gonna name two. I'm gonna name two challenges. One challenge would be I grew up with a stutter. I do stutter from time to time, and it's ironic that my career path is being a speaker. Stuttering as a child in Philadelphia, they find everything funny. They try to make jokes about anything possible. So I would get picked on a lot. And I was the type of kid that loved to participate in school and raise my hand and read out loud. But because I stuttered and people made fun of me, it made me want to silence myself. And that also plays into the abandonment and neglect I face, which made me try to see myself in other people because I didn't have somebody that I seen myself in. So those struggles honestly made me who I am today, made me able to pay attention to myself and preach about selfhood and understanding yourself and walking in it, and how I overcame the embarrassment of speaking or speaking up or being abandoned and being in this very individual mindset, not relying on nobody, not trusting anybody, is by getting to the root of where those things come from and if they're good or not, if they are healthy for me or not. And that's how I overcame. I'm still overcoming certain things in the area of neglect and abandonment, but I have the tools in order to overcome those things, which some people don't have. And More Than Just a Woman is also good for that as well.
Awesome. Thank you, Tracy. And thank you guys for the question.